Okay, I'm out here. Today is a nice day. Kids are at school, wife's at work, so figured I'd drag out the pressure washer and clean the machines up. I think the only thing I won't wash today is my dirt bike. I don't want to. Oh no, maybe I'll get it out because these 3 machines went pretty fast. But I wanted to get them all cleaned up, and while I was doing the Kawasaki brute force here, I realized that I didn't do a walk around since we got it. This is our 2023 Kawasaki brute force. Let's see here. We have 32 miles on it. Like I said, we just got it a couple weeks ago. We've been we're doing some things on it, you know, playing with it, taking it up in the woods, kind of getting to know the machine, figuring out what it can and cannot clear. It's got amazing ground clearance. I've went over some logs that were about 9 inches and did not bottom out or scrape. It has a independent suspension all the way around. This thing hugs the ground. There are some things I don't like about it. I'll get to that in a minute, but overall I love it. The reason we went with the Kawasaki brute force versus, you know, a Can-Am or a Honda or even a Suzuki, Yamaha, whatever else is out there, the Kawasaki brute force has got such good maintenance ratings. Even the guy that delivered it, without even asking him, told us that this is an amazing machine. We made an excellent pick because these machines do not come back. He was telling us Can-Ams are always back in the shop. They break something every time they go out. Polarises are always back in the shop. They break something every time they go out. He liked Honda and he liked Kawasaki. So he said this is a good choice for us. I would have to agree. So far, you know, in the 32 miles I think he said it was, we haven't yet to see any damage whatsoever. I did lose the center cap over there. I ordered some new ones. They were like 16 bucks for like a set of 4, so that wasn't too bad. But Steph picked out this design in particular. She liked the gray urban camo with the lime green, and that's kind of like why we went with the gray for the Kawasaki KFX 50 instead of their Kawasaki green. We like the gray that they have. For 2024, because that is the next installment of the brute force, they put a headlight right here and they redesigned the front end. So they got rid of those round lights, went with more like an LED looking thing. But overall, super quick. One thing I was doing, because we walked away from this machine and went back the next day after I did a bunch of research. When you look up videos of people who are racing this machine against other machines, it takes a 1000cc to beat it. This has amazing off-the-line power, and it'll go like 70. I've had it up to 72 miles an hour on this road out here, but it'll go over 70 miles an hour. Now, like the Can-Am 800 or the Polaris, what is it, the Sportsman 1000, they will beat it in the top end, but from 0 to 50, 0 to 60, this machine smokes them. They have amazing off-the-line power. And I want to say it's a little over 50 horsepower, which isn't, you know, the most horsepower in the world, but apparently it puts it to the ground well. It serves a good purpose here. So for its size, of all the 7, even 800 cc machines, this is the quickest, hands down. I've seen a million videos. People have to put a lot of money into their machines just to get it to beat a stock one of these. So it's fuel injection. Got the V-twin 4x4. It's on demand. So when your key is on here, all you got to do to flip it into 4-wheel drive is to flip this little switch right here. Boom. It'll kind of click into 4-wheel drive. Now this over here is your like differential control. If you want more power to your front to get you over an obstacle, you pull that back. So as you pull that back is applying more power to your front end. If you just let it go, it is 4-wheel drive. I want to say it's like a 70-30 or a 60-40 split. But as you increase this lever back here, as you're pulling it back, that will increase that and actually transfer more power to your front, which is cool. Also, another person asked me what this little override button here is. Override, this is for your reverse. So when you go in reverse, if you floored it, you can only go about like 7 or 8 miles an hour. When you hit override, it takes that safety feature away, 20-30 miles an hour in reverse. I've never really felt the need to use it, but I'm sure there's a need for it. Of course, you get your throttle here, get your front brake here. This over here is not a brake traditionally, is so to speak. This is your parking brake, and then your rear brake is down here on the foot. This will tow 1,250 pounds. I believe it. I've actually broke some trees in half with a tow strap hooked to the back of that clevis pin. I've actually broke some trees in half trying to get them out of the way. This thing has a ton of torque. This thing will wheelie. You have to be careful. This thing will just wheelie without you even trying. Some things I don't like about it, because there's so many things I do like about it. Some things I don't like about it is the headlights. I do not like the headlights. They are not bright. I don't think they're visually appealing. The front end kind of looks like a frog. The new ones do look a lot better. The new ones are really nice. But these headlights on this machine, the 2023, are not bright at all. So there's a million different options for applying light bars to the front of this, and that's what we'll be doing. We have to take in consideration of space here and make sure everything clears. But whether you do 1, 2, you get like a 12-incher on the front here, and then some 8 or 10 inches on the side here if you wanted, or you could do like a 30-inch across. It really depends on what you want to do. Some people put them on the back so that you have a light backing up, because there is no light, there is no backup light. There's a brake light, but there is no backup light. So some people will buy the kit that has like the bar they'll put on the front, and then the 2 smaller floodlights that they'll attach here to the back, giving them some light when they back up. Alright, some other things that I don't like about it is, even though they're great, part of the reason why it's so sticky and it's so planted and it's so tough in the woods and everything is because these tires are very, very soft. They grip, whether it's mud, dirt, rocks, snow, just grass, gravel. These things grip and they grip and they grip and they grip, and then they get more grip and then they grip. But they are spongy soft. I wish they were a little bit thicker on the sidewall, more like a Polaris 1.8 or 1000 tire. When we need to replace our tires, maybe we'll think about a new style. We will see. But on the surface, even though I love these tires, they are spongy at 70 miles an hour on the highway. Again, it's not really what this is designed to do, but when you take this that fast on the road, these things, because they'll get tall as this tire spins, it's very sketchy, so you don't stay in it very long. Another thing I wish it had, not that it's a thing I hate, but it's just something I wish it had, is like a backrest here, for when my kid's riding behind me, even the wife when she's riding behind me. They always recommend that you don't have a passenger on one that's set up like this, but if you had a backrest there, then that certainly wouldn't be a big deal. This seat is super comfortable. We were at Warhorse, North American Warhorse, when we were buying this, because that's where we got this. We'll give them a little shout out. We were at North American Warhorse when we were buying this, and we started sitting on other quads that are in this class here. by far the best seat in its class. Even the Polaris 800, and it's the same seat on the 1000, but even the Polaris seat is just so super soft. Your butt goes all the way to the frame, and you actually feel the frame underneath you. This is a great mixture of soft plus firmness. And that's kind of my little walk around. In a future video, we'll get some shots of me ripping this thing. Been doing good on my wheelies and stuff like that, and I can get it up to like 50 in the yard here. Like I said, it's super planted, even though there's some areas here where it'll come up off the ground. It doesn't like to be off the ground. It's actually very, very, very planted. This independent front and rear suspension makes it hug the ground. Very, very stable. Just like a side-by-side, it's very good. But for now, this is my walk around. This is our 2023 Kawasaki Brute Force. And I don't know, I was really looking at the 24. I might get another one just so that I have so that we have another one so like Steph can ride this one and I can ride the other one. But they have one in like this gray camo, and then where all these parts here are green, this neon green, they're blue like my truck. So it's actually really good, especially with the way they redesigned the front end. Okay, it didn't take me that long. While I was at it, I did clean up the race bike. If you guys haven't seen before, this is my 2008 Honda CRF 450R. It's an amazing, insanely fast, quick bike. It's got a factory connection front suspension and FMF power exhaust. So I'll never use this bike this bike is way more bike than I'll ever need, and I'll never use it for what it's for because I don't go racing. I'm almost 40 years old, so I'm not gonna, like, you know, get out there and potentially hurt myself. But what I do is like trail riding, and I also have a lot of property here, so I like to get my bike out and have some fun, and no one's gonna tell me any different. My style, I like the black and orange. That's, you know, one of the reasons why I like the simplicity. But I chose the black and orange, and even though it's a Honda, so their main theme color is red, there are companies that make black plastics for it. They're not painted, they're actually black plastics. They're not easy to find, and they weren't cheap. And then once you get it all murdered out, then I went with the decals. 9/27 is my birthday. I couldn't find an orange 450R CRF decal for there, but I did find an all black seat. You have to do these yourself. I did that. Everything else, some people were asking why I don't get the black rims, mainly because I don't want to invest, you know, a ton of money into an older bike that I just like to horse around with. This bike, I got a super amazing deal on this bike. This bike, locally I bought it, was only ridden in like a development's ATV trails. Very low mileage. For being a 2008, that's the original back tire. Meticulously maintained. The previous owner, who was the original owner, did the front suspension, he did the exhaust, considered taking it racing every now and then, but he decided against it because, again, he was, you know, in his 40s, and he didn't want to get out there with the kids and, you know, get hurt and stuff like that. So he just kept it in his development, and eventually decided he was going to sell it, and I picked this bike up for $3,000. I think I got an amazing deal. But there's been some times where I actually considered selling it because I do like dirt bikes. I love quads, but I do like dirt bikes. And I actually considered selling it because I really want a Stark Varg. I still think I might get a Stark Varg, the 80 horsepower version. But now I'm actually thinking about keeping this and getting a Stark Varg. So we will see. That will be possibly a future video. We'll see. If any of you know what a Stark Varg is, you'll know that it's the baddest motorcycle dirt bike ever. and that bike is probably going to single-handedly change the American Motocross Association rules. One, probably by creating categories for electric dirt bikes, because it smokes 450s. It smokes these bikes on like the middle setting, you know. 80 horsepower electric is crazy, and you can have it right off the line for the whole shot, and then take it back down to 60 or 50 or 40, even 40. I've had professional riders say 450s are too much for them. They don't like them. It's just too much power and unnecessary. It's wasted. Then when they get on that Stark Varg, they're just like, this is stupid. This is stupid. There's no reason for this, but it's pretty cool. But all right, there you have it. And like I said before, this is Josh from the 570. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time.